श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय. The sadhus, the virtuous, and the great ones are always pure by heart. They are clean and clear like an unclouded sky. They are pure without blemish. By worshipping Sai Baba, we attain both objects, worldly and spiritual, and are fixed in our true nature, and we get peace and happiness. Therefore, those who want to gain their welfare should respectfully hear Sai Baba's Leelas or stories and meditate on them. If they do this, they will easily attain the object of their life and get bliss. By listening to the stories of Baba, one's own peace will be attained, deluding fears of the world will be removed, and supreme bliss will be a certainty. Listeners will attain Sadgati truly. Sai Samartha knows the innermost desires of his devotees and people. He is fully aware of the purpose of his devotees. His will complete the work which he has taken upon himself and will be freed from his woe. Humor is appreciated universally, but Baba's way was uncommon. Though through humor he would impress on us the most profound teachings which are beneficial to all. Baba's jests were much appreciated, especially when his words were accompanied by gestures. They easily achieved the desired purpose. Acting effortlessly and with ease, with a smiling face and playful eyes, these added to the entertainment of the jests. Their sweetness was indescribable. In Shirdi, a bazaar was held every Sunday, and people from the neighboring villages came there, erected booths and stalls on the street, and sold their wares and commodities. On such one Sunday afternoon, I was pressing Baba's feet and something marvelous happened. Baba observed the Shirdi Bazaar, and this is the conversation which happened between Baba and Hemad Pant. Baba says, "This fellow, Anna Sahib, has got the bad habit of eating alone. Today is a bazaar day and he was here chewing grams. I know his habit and these grams are a proof of it. What wonder is there in this matter?" Hemad Pant says, "Baba, I never know of eating things alone. Then why do you thrust this bad habit on me? I have never yet seen the Shirdi Bazaar. I never went to the bazaar today. Then how could I buy grams? And how could I eat them if I hadn't bought them? I never eat anything unless I share it with others present near me." Baba says, "Is it true that you give to the person present? But if none be nearby, what could you or I do? But do you remember me before eating? Am I not always with you? Then do you offer me anything before you eat?" Baba, "Till this day, I have not seen the Shirdi Bazaar," says Hemad Pant. "If I went there, I could buy grams. I never eat anything without sharing it with someone. Whosoever has this liking may do so, but this is not my habit." Baba says, "Eating food without offering to Indra and other deities the 5 pranas, that is the fire, and defrauding them of it, or without offering to all the deities made by presenting obligations to the fire before meals, or without offering it to the unexpected guests, makes the food highly impure. One should always offer the food to the 5 pranas and then eat." The Shrutis proclaim Yada Pancha Visthane, that is, when all the 5 senses and the intellect become steady, it is considered the highest state of yoga. This was emphasized by Baba through his joke. "If you desire anything, desire devotion and seva to me," says Baba. "If you are angry on anything, vent your anger on me only, says Baba. Offer your pride and obstinacy to me. Be devoted only to me. Whenever desire, anger, pride arises, strongly make me the object towards which towards which you all these feelings are being removed by me, and you direct them to me, says Baba. Knowing and believing that the Guru is close by, such a person would never be disturbed by such tendencies. When pure knowledge grows, the bondage of body consciousness will break and the intellect will be merged in spirit consciousness, leading to infinite bliss. Even though the body is perishable, it means towards gaining enlightenment, which is more desirable than salvation, because through it we can experience bhakti. This five rung of gaining enlightenment is superior to the other four: karma, kama, artha, dharma, and moksha. They cannot be compared to bhakti. Invaluable are the gains of bhakti. A popular conjurer or a juggler, merely to earn his livelihood, can produce whatever you ask for by waving his magic wand. But Sainath is a divine conjurer. What can be said about the prowess of his feat? When he willed, he produced innumerable grams on the spur of the moment. Some will enjoy the instruction about the spiritual goal, and some will enjoy wit and humor. All will be happy. A devotee called Damodar Gansham, whose surname was Babre and was nicknamed as Anna Chinchinkar, had great love for Baba. By nature, he was outspoken. He was pious and God-fearing, and he was hard and brittle. His head seemed to have been filled with gunpowder, for the slightest spark could ignite it. One afternoon in the masjid, when the darbar was full of people, Baba was seated with his left arm on the railing. Everyone was serving him in his way. Some were pressing the side of his body, some were massaging his feet, some were pressing his back and abdomen. Baba was a brahmachari since childhood. His thoughts and behavior was clean and pure, as he lived a life of perpetual continence. Therefore, he allowed all men and women to serve him. Anna was standing outside the railing and presenting Baba's left arm gently by leaning forward. Listen now with a quiet mind to what happened on the right side. There was a lady there who had singular devotion for Baba. Baba called her mother, while other called her Mawa Shibai, which means aunt. Everyone called her Mawa Shibai. Her real name was Venubai and her surname was Kaujalagi. Her devotion to Baba was incomparable. Mavashi Bai was pure-hearted and vigorous in her service to Sri Sai. She clasps the fingers of both her hands and was kneading Baba's abdomen, holding Baba with both her hands from the back to the front of the stomach, where one ties the dhotar. She pressed and pulled and pushed him about as if she was churning buttermilk. Engrossed in chanting Sai's name, Mavashi Bai fearlessly massaged. Baba did not utter a word, and he seemed tranquil and relaxed. Her method of massaging was extraordinary. She would flatten the stomach till it met the back, but her love aroused compassion within Baba. This pure love of Sai resulted in best mutual service, as he looked after the welfare of devotees who continuously remembered him. Anna was bending forward but was steady. The lady was so engrossed in her service that her face moved up and down with her strokes. Then see what happened. In the bliss of her service to Sai, while swaying in and doing the massage of the stomach, behold that her face came near Anna. Taking this opportunity, Mavashi Bai, who was of a very witty disposition, said, "What, Anna, you lewd fellow, are you initially asking me for a kiss?" Anna got furious. Lovingly, Baba said, "Oh, Anna, why are you unnecessarily raising this hue and cry? I did not understand what impropriety is there, and when the mother is kissed." Listening to this, both felt abashed. The jocular words were subdued at that juncture. Laughter sprang everywhere. Everyone liked the humor of Baba. There is novelty in Baba's simple words. He chose words suitable to the situation, which soothe as well as teach the listeners immediately. When anyone was serving Baba, if anyone expressed dislike or correction in between, or if anyone expressed an opinion to the person rendering the service, Baba did not like it. Samartha was himself full of powers. He knows when to use those powers to confer favors upon his devotees. Hemad Pant surrenders to Sai. I encourage all Baba devotees to read the Sai Sat Charitra and soak in Baba bliss. Baba bless you. Om Sai Ram.